Nicodemus here. On today's episode, I just wanted to ask, what are three things that we can do right away to change our life?
Yeah, actionable steps is it's really a great question because we could sit on the channel and talk about philosophy and people. I'm sure you've read a lot of books and you know really what it comes down to is how do we implement this in our lives. So three things. These three things might take practice for you. So as I say them, you could start implementing them right away. And you'll notice, just like exercising, if you ever go to the gym, it takes time. It's not just we've been living the opposite our whole lives for so long. So the first thing is, it comes from actually chapter 30 in the course, rules for decision on how to have a happy day. Now, one of the things he says in the course is that you and I are always choosing, we're always deciding every moment. So to have a happy day, the first rule to have a happy day, which is what I want to put as the first thing to implement, is today I will make no decisions on my own. So what does that mean? Well, it means ultimately that we're asking the Holy Spirit for guidance in everything that we do. So if we take this first step and we really implement it and go deeper, it's learning to develop, our communications to commune with the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit guides us in everything that we do. And you could do some simple techniques. So the first thing when you wake up in the morning and your feet hit the ground is, I give today over to you. Please guide me. Show me what peace looks like. I'm going to face challenges. We all do every day. Show me how to not become afraid, to not allow fear to enter into my mind. What would you have me do? The Course says, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say and to whom? And if you're guided and you allow that, you start to develop that relationship with the Holy Spirit, you'll be guided very specifically in every single area of your life. Like if you think of your life right now and some of the challenges and you don't know what to do, or maybe a relationship that's not working well, you'll be guided very specifically on how to bring healing and bring peace and actually bring completion to some of these things where they don't take up energy in our mind and our heart. So the first rule of the happy day, and the first rule of the three things I want to talk about, is today I'll make no decisions on my own. So I ask. Now, that doesn't mean I have to ask every single moment, should I eat this? What should I do? If I find that they're static, I can always go back to the Holy Spirit. And that if I start my day giving it to the Holy Spirit, and then I end my day with thank you for this day, thank you for guiding me, I start to develop that relationship with the Holy Spirit. The second thing is a really important one. It's actually my lesson for the day today. And if you're not familiar, Course in Miracles has a lesson every day for the entire year. And the lesson today is, today I will judge nothing that occurs. So the second thing, that if I can implement this, it will totally free me in my life, is I will not judge anything that occurs. Now, a couple things about that. And I've said it on the channel. I've asked this question to so many people in trainings throughout the years, in classes. Raise your hand if one of the worst things that happened turned out to be one of the best things. And almost everyone raises their hand. Well, that shows us that we don't really know how to judge situations in our life. That actually, if it's left up to us, we'll judge from the ego's thought system of fear, scarcity, lack. So that all comes from judgment. Because what judgment does is it sees what is and says, this is not okay. It should be different. If it were different, I would feel okay. I would feel peace. I would feel ultimately saved. So the second thing is to judge nothing that occurs throughout the day. That all things are brought to us by the Holy Spirit, going back to the first step. Everything that comes to us comes from God. And really what happens if in all of these, what we're doing is we're making God the center, or the Holy Spirit the center of our life. Where for most of us, maybe in church, or you read the Bible, or, you have an idea of God, and maybe it's something we do on Sundays, and it stays in the background for most of us. And then our life is in the foreground. Our career, our relationships, our family, our health, all that stuff is in the foreground. So what we're ultimately doing is taking all the stuff of our life and the world in the foreground and bringing it to the background. And then we're taking the Holy Spirit, God, from the background and bringing it into the foreground. And the way that we do that is by us judging nothing that occurs. Our judgment is very limited. It says here, today I will judge nothing that occurs. I will be honest with myself today. I will not think that I already know what must remain beyond my present grasp. I will not think I understand the whole from bits of my perception, which are all that I can see. So think about that. I mean, if you think of it on a quantum level, our brain is omitting most of reality. It's something like 99.199% of reality we omit. So what we think is true and we judge is a very fraction of reality that only our perception lets us see. So by judging nothing that occurs, I can go back to the first step and allow the Holy Spirit to show me what everything means. That's the second thing that we can implement. And the third one is a really crucial one. It's to express miracles. It's to express healing in our life. In a lot of modalities, spirituality, it's become the norm nowadays where people think about and conceptualize a lot of these things, but when it comes to their life, there's often a disconnect. They don't see it or experience it, or it doesn't show up in results in their life. So all these things that we learn in the Bible that Jesus teaches us and in the course is, giving to our neighbors, giving is receiving, and loving our neighbors, loving our enemies. All of that is expressing miracles. So it's not a passive thing. And even in A Course in Miracles, a lot of people have actually had debates and arguments over, well, a miracle is just me changing my mind. Well, it's not just that. It's also the expression of love in my life. So through the third step is in expressing miracles. What I'm doing with the first two steps is I'm inviting the Holy Spirit in with the first step. I'm judging nothing that occurs. And then through that guidance, what I'm learning to do is express it out into all the areas of my life. And that doesn't have to be this deep, profound thing, although it is very profound, but it doesn't have to be this complicated thing. Let me say it like that. You could do this at work. It might be somebody's having a bad day. It's ultimately the ministry that Jesus called us to right from the beginning, because Jesus was the expression of the Holy Spirit showing us the way. And what is that? It's expressing miracles in the world, is really spreading the ministry. And what is the ministry? It's the ministry of peace. It's the ministry of light. And we must express it. One of the things he says in the course is that the Holy Spirit is so dim in our minds that we must extend that voice to actually learn it and hear it even more. So if you think of the Holy Spirit as that still small voice within, that voice gets more, it takes up more space in our mind and our heart, the more that we extend that voice out into the world. So that's all of our relationships. That's all the areas of our life. Where can I express miracles? And it might be a smile at a passerby. It could be, making amends, clearing the space of old grievances with someone. It could be for you, maybe you're feeling scarcity and someone's in need, and you take a risk and you give to them knowing that it will come back to you, tenfold. So it is very important. This third step is because it actually is the expression of all that we learn by giving our day over to the Holy Spirit and judging nothing that occurs and being guided. We're taking an actionable step. And what Jesus says is, listen to my voice, correct errors, and then actually do something with it. Do something about it. Express it out into your life. So it's not like these miracles. It's just about us, sitting on our couch and just feeling good. Although you might do that and at peace when you're by yourself. But it's also about where we moved in the world. Where are we moved? Because remember, our function is to be the light. It's to express the light into the world. So if you think about these three things, they're really simple. You can implement these starting right now. Now, it's going to take practice, so be patient with yourself as you do it. But just to go over them again, one, today I'll make no decisions on my own. Holy Spirit, guide me in everything I do today. Please show me the way. I don't know, but I want peace. I want the light. I want love. I want to learn to be the Christ that I was created to be. I want to learn that. Please show me. So today I make no decisions on my own. Today, number two, I'll judge nothing that occurs. That I won't bring my judgment to it. I'll allow the Holy Spirit to show me what everything means. And then the third step is to express miracles in my life. So for you, where are those areas that you get to clean up? Where do you get to maybe express love when it's been really difficult? Letting go of judgments, the second step, and then actually taking action in your life. And then you'll start to see that the results of peace, of love, of joy start to show up everywhere you go and everywhere you turn, because every day there's opportunities for miracles. So see if you can start practicing these three steps, and these three things alone will be enough to transform your whole life, your whole experience, and to transform you into the light that you are.